I'm gonna tell y'all something, right? Y'all know our depression is not created equal, right? Like, you have people that are depressed because they have a chemical imbalance in their brain, right? You can go to the neurologist, they'll test. You have a low production of serotonin in the brain, which is what keeps, serotonin is what kind of peps you up, right? Keeps you kind of happy and going and stuff like that, right? So if your body is not producing serotonin enough to if your body's not producing enough serotonin, then that's going to keep you sad, right? So those people are neurologically depressed, right? So they would go and they would take medicine. The medicine would increase the serotonin, and it would increase, it would basically elevate their mood, right? Because they had a decrease in production of serotonin, right? Then you got people who are not who are not depressed, but like medically they would be called depressed. But really what they are spiritually dead, right? Because you only sad because you stagnant in your life. You feel like you unhappy with your life that you have created, right? You just like going through the motions, right? So those people, medicine, like depression medicine, is not going to help, right? Because it's going to increase serotonin that your body is producing already, right? So there's no chemical imbalance. So it's going to increase the serotonin. So now, yeah, you may feel numb, like not sad, right? Like you won't be sad, but you just going to feel numb. You're still not going to be happy because what's going on is inside, right? You are feeling like a lack of potential, right? So this type of person is that is when you need to go spiritual, because you need to figure out what is your hindrance, what is keeping you low, right? What more can you be doing, and why aren't you doing it? Where's the strength in order to do it? What am I lacking in my life that I want, right? And how do I go after it, right? That is signs of your needs to go to God, right? Go to God and understand who you are and what He has for you, and allow Him to walk you to who He created you to be. Once you do that, then you will realize, like, I wasn't depressed, I was lost, right? And there's a difference. I was lost because I wanted to have this life that God is giving me and is allowing me to create for myself. And so now what I am is you're alive because you've given your life to Christ, right? That wasn't depressed, that was spiritually dead. Once you realize that that's what that was, then you'll understand where you're at, right? Like you keep battling inside, feeling like you depressed and sad, when really what's going on inside is God is telling you that it's more in you. So you can't be happy with your life right now, right? Regardless of whether you are doing good or bad, right? You will feel in the inside like, I'm just not satisfied with where I'm at right now, like, and it gives you a sad feeling, right? That is God calling you to go higher, like to go beyond where you're at. He's telling you that there's more in you, but in order to get to what He has for you, what He knows is inside of you, and clearly you know too, right? You just don't know, right? So you have to allow Him to show you, right? Like, I really hope that I explain that right, because people keep like talking to me about being depressed and how you heal from being depressed, right? But you don't heal from being depressed, right? It's two different types of depression, because a chemical imbalance is your body's lack of producing serotonin, right? Which you get the medicine increases your body production of serotonin, which elevates your mood. You're not constantly falling sad, right? Because you couldn't control that, right? a chemical imbalance you can't control. So when you fall sad for no reason, right, that is why, like, because you have a chemical imbalance. But if you have no chemical imbalance, right, if you have no chemical imbalance, then depression medication is not the answer, but therapy, right? Therapy and spiritual journey, right? I hate to say, like, I don't want to push religion on nobody, right? I love God. I choose to serve God. That's how I elevate it. That's what got me where I am. But I can't put that on anybody else, right? So I say therapy. I stress therapy. Therapy is a tool. Our mental health needs to be checked on just like our physical health. You go and you have annuals, right? You don't mind getting an annual physical. You shouldn't mind seeing a psychologist annually, biannually, right? Like, just to make sure, right? Like, because it's some things that you just can't tell people, right? Like, your feelings are really not for people, right? Because people can use your feelings against you. So your feelings really not for people, right? So it's like, what do you do with them, right? Like, I pray, right? Like, so I got God, but I got therapy too, right? And so you got to make steps to be the best you, right? Whatever that means, right? So just understand that our depression is not created equal. Just because you feeling these spells of sadness, it don't mean that nothing is medically, like, mentally wrong with you, right? Like, there are other things that continue to pull on your spirit, that keep you down, right? You realize, like, those things are spiritual. That sadness, those are spirits, right? When God is calling you, right, those are spirits. But back to what I was saying about the psychology, right? All depression is not created equal.